Welcome back to Ground of Aces, episode number 7. A recent comment really brought something to light that probably is based in fact. Probably. We don't know for sure, but the comment being that the moment we hit a tier 3 runway, the scale of the attacks went up significantly, and I think that's got to be factual. So having multi-runways, while I've been focused on trying to expand our loadout here, the reality is we need to be better prepared defensively. So there's going to be a couple ways to do that. First off, I don't need to be hitting a tier 5 runway anytime soon. That's not to say we can't widen this and finish converting this one over, but lengthening, eventually I want to lengthen it to within like one row of what a tier 4 would be. And then we need to build up our fleet. We need to build up our forces. We need more housing. We need more storage. That needs to be the priority before we hit another tier, because we're barely hanging on to tier 3. And of course, most of what we have is tier 1 and 2 planes. So it actually does make a lot of sense that we are struggling now that we pushed ourselves into tier 3. We're struggling to hang in there when we aren't really in tier 3. So one of my short-term targets is a lot of extra fuel, because we are certainly burning a lot of that. We need more planes. We need to expand, but how the heck do I do this one? Okay, well, that's the end of the week. So we are able to bring in a new shipment of goods. We already got the bombing simulators. We definitely don't need that one this week. I don't know if we have anything left. I know we have the exercise bike. I know we have the bombing simulator, the tower. We have a searchlight. I think we need more anti-aircraft guns. I don't think we need a lot of bombs at the moment, so repair parts. But that means we need housing spots. You can see how quickly we have kind of refilled everything. It looks like we have no vacancies. We do not. So we're going to need three new spots. I think the first way to do that is going to be a bed, a drawer, and a bed. That'll give me 2. And then we can do 2 more here, and that'll take care of 4 in the short term. Alright, our AA gun has arrived, and we want to make sure that it overlaps with the others. And here it would. Here it would overlap with all 3 of them. I don't want to put it necessarily under the trees. We'll keep it over here next to the road. It overlaps with 2 of them. And that'll cover a lot more ground. And later on, putting another one out here somewhere would continue to expand our coverage. Okay, first mission of the episode. We obviously need to complete some missions here in the short term because we need 77%. I don't know if this is going to help it. No, it doesn't. 78. We'll send one Gloucester Gladiator. Maneuverability being the key on this one. Food resources have already filled up. Expanding that will not be a problem once we get this moved, but we do need to move. And I think I was going to put it down here, or was that for housing? I think I really need to get 2 of these built. One for resources and one for another barracks. Okay, clay and sand are something we need. Raw water is something we need, and we do not have a ton of right now. So let's go queue up some harvesting. Mission failed by 2. Next mission is an artillery spotting one. This one should be much easier. Bowfighter is going to give us a 99%. Another mission right after heavy bomber interception. This one's going to be a fight. The Mustang gives us a higher top end, but still could come with problems. Same with the Spitfire. The Hurricane is a lower top end. We're at 83%. We've got one more to add. 95. I like that. Artillery spotting mission failed. Airplane was shot down too. So we lost our bow fighter. We are over 2 on missions today. We're not off to a good start. At least the other mission was a success. This is a good opportunity to destroy this bow fighter spot. Though I don't... Hold on. Cancel. We don't need to deconstruct. That's the only one. These are the ones that need to move. It's the only one that doesn't need to. So cancel. We'll keep it. That's why we already have 4 here. Maybe we need to add one up there to eventually move this guy. Small troop transport mission. 83%. We need more? No, that just makes 84. 85 with the Blenheim. Very little progress has been made on this, but a little bit. More progress has been made down here, but neither is doing particularly well. Drawers have been built, beds have not, so we can't yet add. We have the AA gun, room for 3 more crew, but we only have 2 victory points, so a couple things still very much in need before we can take care of that as we succeed on this mission, and now do have 3 victory points at least. And the runway upgrade is certainly making some progress anyway. Light fighter interception, okay. Spitfire 95%, just like that. Let's see, what about the Mustang? Oh, are they back? There they are. Only 1730 for them. Spitfire and a Hurricane is enough. 99%. We don't want too many planes out at once because when the next attack comes in, we've got to be able to defend the base still. We do have a crew member that is unassigned, so that's going to give me 1. There's a second crew member who is unassigned. I have 2. And then if we assign a gunner from one of the planes, then we've got enough for this AA gun. Let's do a check and make sure we still have a crew for everything else. The Searchlight does not. Alright, there's a successful mission. We're up to 4 now. We need to replace that bow fighter. Do I want to replace that before anything else? Probably. Especially knowing that we now have that AA gun covered. I think we could do better than the bow fighter by getting another Blenheim or Typhoon. The bow fighter mixed use. I mean, the Typhoon would be a better mixed use. Oh, we do have a special. This Flamingo has 0 armament whatsoever. I recognize this plane. Okay, so fight, bomb, maneuverability, like none of those are capable, but does decent recon. It's a big transport plane, and it's fairly stealthy. So one of those could definitely be used for the transport missions, but it is, oh, it's tier 3, size 2. I think I'm going to hold off though. I would like to get, I mean, the bow fighter was considered, well, it was neutral. It wasn't really anything. So instead of replacing that, but then again, where it's located is near a tier 1. It's going to be near a tier 4 or tier 5 runway eventually. So it's okay. It is okay to hold out for a tier 3. Don't need another Mustang at the moment. Oh! Wow. Attack inbound. Okay, so we're set to alert. It does by default, but I've seen us not get organized. We are looking at 6 fighters and 3 bombers inbound. Alright, we are going to scramble 7 planes. Oh. And a tank squad bombing run comes up at the same time. I do have the kind of planes that are probably better to not be here. 83, 98%, but I'm going to lose 1 gunner and 1 searchlight guy from sending them out. Alright, 98%. Better for them to not be here. Alright, we did not lose a single plane. We took 3 of theirs out, damaged 2. So they are down to 3 fighters, 2 damaged bombers, and 1 full strength light bomber. And our last bomber is taking off right now. We are, yeah, they are missing 1 gunner, but here they come. Okay, that's the fighter going down, but the other, oh, we didn't take him out. They definitely inflicted some damage. They're coming left to right. Two light bombers left. Oh, dive bombers. And they got shot after successfully bombing us. That's it. Everything's been shot down, so drop the alarm. So we did take a little strafing run along here, and this tent is in worse shape than it was. But now 2 barracks have taken some pretty hefty damage. All that really means right now, though, is not enough beds. So we're not going to get very good rest. Apparently the beds survived. Some of the beds survived. I hate that we've got two planes that come off this runway and go all the way over here. 2 Mustangs when we put 2 parking spots for them. We are out of fuel. Still haven't finished that. We have no steel. Oh wow, easily succeeded on that mission. We're up to 5 now. Metal works. Every time. Every damn time. Okay. Load up the game and it does that to me. I think I need to have a totally separate machinery table so that we never run into this issue again. Alright, clean up, ongoing, and construction. We're definitely going to have a fair bit of repairing to do here. The whole roof collapsed on this, so it's not sheltered right now. Urgent ground support mission. Looks like it's a pretty straightforward, easy one. Yeah, between just a Hurricane and a Spitfire, we've already nearly got it covered. Send 1 Mustang with them, that's 99%. Definitely encountered a fair amount of destruction. How's our trash looking? There's room. Yeah, there's room over there. We're okay. Just things getting hauled away. Right now it's being cleaned up essentially into piles. We just lost a Hawker Hurricane, but the Spitfire and Mustang came back in one piece. Easily successful, but this could be down to not enough repair parts to keep our planes intact, which means we're losing 1 by 1. We're in a pretty bad state here. Recon mission appears to be an easy one. The Spitfire gives me a 99% chance. Low fuel for him. I think we're going to need a load of a lot of just fuel and repair parts. Yeah, we're completely out of repair parts. And in part, that's a lot of guys not getting proper rest. Okay, success. 7 victory points. How's my food? Food rations is at 70. Meals is keeping up. Food is a ton. Okay. So we certainly have enough food and the means for more to house more guys, but we don't have a place for them. Not at the moment anyway. So these bombers that we have are just about doing it. This Hawker Tempest is what I want to get next. Is it a... yeah, it's a tier 1. So 18 to 40 is a fighter, 15 to 35 is a bomb. Not maneuverable. What does it do for us then? It's faster. It's a multi-use. It's not really what I want. The Spitfire is almost better than the Mustang with how it's been working. So let's just go ahead and bring in another Spitfire for now. We have space for more. This is how many we could have, plane-wise. This is how many parking spots we have, so we definitely have open spots. I need more bombers, though. Especially with that Beaufighter gone. Alright, floor section being restored. Finally getting the third replenishing fuel tank built up as we took care of the iron situation. And they are wisely going straight to harvesting that fuel. I'm assuming they're going straight into application of that fuel. Alright, we got our floor done on this one, so let's go ahead and queue up kind of the rest of what we need here, including beds. This is where I was figuring out the situation regarding shelves and whatnot. So that one can go like this, and we could put two next to it, and we could put one there. There you go. That's all we could do there. So 3 more beds. I think I'm out of wood. I am. We're gonna have to fix that. And the roof is queued up. This one, the walls are nearly done, so it's actually not that far off. So there's our week with 2 failed missions right at the start of it, but we do end up getting 8 missions, well over what we needed. So we do have some success on the week. I do not have room for another AA or the crew members right now, so that's going to free up a lot of fuel and repair opportunities. So we're going to get double repair parts and then fuel for all the rest. It's 45 plus the 22. It looks like a lot of the early construction is going into these beds. I needed to queue up some wood gathering. Well, let's see. We're eventually going to need this all as runway, so we'll harvest up these trees here. And it looks like I need more sand, so we can harvest that up. We have a training facility bombing run. Really down to just 3 capable planes. We need a 4th bomber very soon. Walls are done. We're down to just the roof now on that first tent, and then we will queue this one up. We are losing some integrity on the items here, but none of them are going away quickly. Good bombing run. Success. Up to 3 victory points. Calm supply drop. It's safe. Okay. This is what you need those special ones for. The Hampton is great for this. The Blenheim gets us to 93%. Do we need to send the Beaufighter with them, or can we? I think we can take a 93%. Save some fuel. Speaking of, we now have 18 repair parts and no fuel. Oh, no, we do. We have 67 fuel. Okay. Success quite easily with the 2. Good. Saved some fuel in the process. Need to prioritize this one. They weren't prioritizing it. There we go. That barracks is done. Large troop transport. Again, so many of these are coming down to capability of bombing and or transporting. And with that high need, I need to prioritize getting bomber number 4. 98% though from our 2 best. Save some fuel. We'll take those odds. Alright, restoration project well on its way. Let me also queue up the beds situation. Alright, that's a success. We're up to 5 victory points. I think I'm going to need a little bit more. That is a tier 4 bomber. We are definitely not ready for a tier 4 bomber. It's 7 or 8. But we also don't have a large parking spot for that, which means we need a Blenheim, which is 5. We already found a Blenheim is pretty good. You know what? Let's go ahead and add a Blenheim. It's tier 1. Oh, it's tier 2. That is tier 2. Better. In which case we really need to just deconstruct this one, right? Otherwise we're going to end up with a higher tier way over here, which is not where I want him. I'd like to put him there. We could always reconstruct this later. Next mission. The runway's getting a little bit further along. Very dangerous mission, and it's transport. Behind enemy lines drop. We need the Hampton and the Blenheim and the Beaufighter, though we're not getting better odds. It's probably if detected. So this is more about a detection situation. Who's going to be best at not being detected? But we need 50 plus, and there's your 50 plus. 70%, one plane. There you go. That's all we've got. Success. Okay, good. Nice. Barracks restoration, wall and floor is done. We're down to just the roof of that tent and then all of the bed stuff. Birthday mission. It's supposed to be a surprise, so we don't want to be detected. The Beaufighter, 99%. I'll take it. Let's just hope they don't get detected and ruin the surprise. Yeah, we have a medium bomber interception. It's going to be a little bit harder. 10 to 40, not too bad. Spitfire and a Mustang will give me 99. What about 2 Spitfires? Or 96, that gives me 98. I'll take that. Success on the birthday mission. And that's a success as well. Suddenly we have 8 victory points. Definitely looking a lot better on that front. This still has not been completed. And we're going to need to queue up another medium parking location or space right here. Dangerous recon mission. Ooh, the Mustang's good for recon. 96%. Also, we've got 17 repair power. I need to check over our planes and see what we can do. We have some planks. We have a decent amount of fuel still. Yeah, things are going well. Success, 9. That's done. Now we just need to get this parking spot done. Any planks left? No planks. So we need to resolve that. Oh, here they come. We haven't even finished recovering from the last 2 successes that they've had, as we have yet to be able to restore this one, and we're still in the process of restoring this tent. Oh yeah, so they have 10 planes inbound, 5 fighters to protect, 5 bombers, only 1 large bomber. It's 1 more plane overall, but it's a little bit weaker group. Scrambling all of our fighters, of course, is the main thing we want here, so that's 7 of them. They should be able to shoot down most. One of our planes did not make it into the air. 1 of our planes is destroyed, and we only took out 2. And only damaged 3. This is not good. That's a lot of planes still incoming at full strength. We're just now getting this Spitfire airborne. Okay, 4 fighters came in at once. Here comes the bombers. There we go. Got him before he did anything. 2 small bombers left. And one got through. One got through. There goes another barracks. It's better than the last result, I suppose. But that's almost completely destroyed. We've been needing to really repair this one, though. It's been in really, really bad shape. The original barracks that we had here. But this stupid runway situation. So bad. And it looks like we've now been... Oh! They finished the hangar. We have 2 hangars that are essentially useless to us, as those 2 planes don't go inside. We need to check. Yeah, there's a lot of automatic happening. Whoa! Yeah, that Mustang's about to croak. Oh, we lost 1 plane, and it was a Gloucester Gladiator. I think we can afford to call in a replacement right away on that. As we know, he'll come over here. Factory bombing run. Right after... when it rains, it pours. These guys are what? Why can't I call you in? We have no pilot? We have no pilot? What happened to your pilot? Did he die? We lost a pilot and a navigator. That last attack. Pilot must have been asleep. Along with the navigator. Okay, so let's double check what we have. They're missing 2. They're missing 1. Okay, let's fill those roles. We have a gunner, we have a bomb aimer. We're missing a pilot and an air gunner. Okay, we have the gun. Oh, and they're more expensive too. 2 victory points. We have the gunner. Get him hired. No pilot right now though. This one is missing a navigator. That's going to be a pretty big mess to clean up, but the drawers don't seem to be destroyed, so there's a lot here that looks like it survived. Won't be too much to replace these things. Yeah, it's like 1 wall section there, 1 wall section here, this whole wall section. Bunch of floor. Ah, there's the bodies. Failed to start mission because I didn't have pilots. Okay, that's cleanup. That's all. I had extra gravestones, not anymore. I'm going to try to prioritize this roof and getting it back. There we go. And we're back to full strength from the last attack. The first attack wasn't the first. The first attack that succeeded in causing us real harm. Now the latest one, really, that's not so bad. This one's not too far off from being done either. Okay, so we succeeded on 7 missions this week. It was enough. Yeah, and back to this. So we have, well, we definitely went through all of our repair items. The fuel held out a little bit better. So do we want to shift that to 30 repair and 30 fuel? That's actually going to give us enough. We still have fuel. We still have repair parts. That's finally something we're getting on top of. Situation is definitely improving. That runway upgrade is nearly done. We're just not strong enough defensively right now. Okay, we're getting this restored here fairly quickly. We need to also replace some wall sections. This had a weird construction. This tent's going up pretty quick. We do need to queue up the beds though. Still short 2 crew members. And I did bring in these guys not have an assignment. I brought in... Okay, that's a success. We're up to 8 victory points. Definitely have multiple ways to use those in the short term. The gravestones I queued up are done. Pilot competition, another chance. Not a big fan of this one as it tends to not go well, but look at this Spitfire. 77% chance. It's probably the best odds we've had. Okay, that's a win. Nice extra victory point. We're now sitting on 9. Really like this to get finished. Speaking of finish, construction there is done. Construction here is done. So we do have enough beds now. We got 3 more being constructed, which means we do have some extra beds. And there goes the roof. Or will have extra beds at least once those are done. Probably out of wood and planks again. I am definitely going through those pretty quickly. Okay, this will be my next selection of wood here. And they should be resuming work on this one fairly soon, meaning we'll actually make some amount of forward progress because we have negated 2 attacks that succeeded to at least an extent. And we haven't 100% negated them because we have not replaced the pilot crew members that were lost. So we have at least buried them. We had the victory points though. We're doing good on that front. But we have yet to get this guy constructed because we need planks. That'll be that next one as we cut this wood down. So those planks will help us out. We've already gotten rid of this parking spot, so we'll be able to get a new, better fighter here soon. Soon. And this will be done soon. And then I can move this soon. So we're close. We also did finally finish that other hangar, but now we've got both of these planes sitting outside of it. Are they given credit or protection or not? I don't know. Otherwise these hangars are technically useless. I'm keen on here in the near future. Oh, the runway is done. The runway is done. There you go, the upgrade. Anyway, it's now Tier 5 steel tarmac, but Tier 1 length and width. And like I said, we're not going to push that to Tier 4. We'll push it close to Tier 4, but we're not going to push it until we're ready for it. Right now, we're still stabilizing for Tier 3. And so one of those needs is another fighter or bomber. One of our needs is definitely a couple more good fighters. I don't have to worry about this position. Maybe I put in a couple cheap free Tier 0 Gloucesters into these slots before we then go and bring in a couple, like a third Spitfire and a third Mustang, to fill those 2 spots and fill out our Tier 3 defenses. I think that would be the plan, which means I need 4 more sleeping spots for those, which I have 3 or 4 with what we have. And that would also, no, that doesn't give me, I need more crew to get more AA guns. I think that's pretty clear. These 4 AA guns are not enough for Tier 3. They're not shooting everything down on their own, especially when it's coming in from the northwest. So we're going to need to get some AA guns over here. Probably 2, like out in this area. 1 here would really help shoot things out of the sky. So that's long-term planning, but we're only inching our way forward because we keep taking damage. We keep losing planes, losing pilots, losing crew members, losing barracks, and we're just ahead of replacement level right now, where we're only just exceeding that. The progress we've made down here, though, it's close. It is close. Before too long. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.